For Monica, spending hours at the Prevention Assistance and Temporary Housing Center in the Bronx has left her frustrated.
It's actually confusing because when I try to get my schoolwork done, it's like really hard because they call me in the middle of school. So it's like really hard, so I don't know how to do my homework or nothing because I have to leave. And it's actually hard for my mom and dad because they have stuff to do too.
There are about 24,000 homeless children in New York City. These children and their families seek shelter at PATH, but are often denied and have to keep reapplying.
The first time they found me ineligible because they couldn't get in contact with my grandmother, so we did the process, gave them everything they needed. They have everything, from point A to point B. They've never said any problems with the paperwork I gave them, that it needed to be notarized. So that's the second time when we had to re-up, they had us do it again. Now the third time.
Just like the Espinosas, Karima Kwashi and her daughter have had similar outcomes at PATH.
People in PATH are not really doing a good job because they're putting people where they don't want to be, and that's not really nice. They should put people where they want to be, and some people are not really doing their job.
I sleep in my friend's van, and my daughter is being snuck in illegally to a friend that's in the shelter already. At nights and days she says to me, "Mommy, where are we gonna go now?" Or "Where are you gonna go now?" It's just been a lot of pain and suffering, a lot. I did come to PATH, which is supposed to be the main intake for DHS, Department of Homeless Services, and I am unable to receive any kind of help. 2 days I've been here about 4 or 5 times. If I come after 12, I'm going to be sent to an overnight, and then I have to miss work, and my daughter has to miss school. So I'm trying preventative ways where we can get a placement before the night is out, so she can go to school as a regular, normal child without having any interruptions to her education. I'm less than them. It's like, okay, you're just another homeless person in the street that's just looking for care any which way. I don't know your situation. I don't care to know your situation, but just here, take a number and wait to be called. Wait to be seen by an investigator.
According to Catherine Cliff, a staff attorney at the Legal Aid Society, she sees families in similar situations all the time.
Lack of investigation that is good and that really listens to the family and tries to find out why a family is there and why a family says they can't go back. Oftentimes, I meet clients or speak to clients, and within an hour, within half an hour, within 15 minutes, I know why they can't go back. I understand the severity, the issue, the problem. Now we might need to get proof of that or some type of a documentation to back it up. But I understand why the family is coming to us. And I think a lot of times the staff at PATH is so overburdened and there's so many families coming through that they don't really take the time to uncover the why. So when a client says, "I can't go back," they don't delve into, okay, well, tell me why. Can you, explain to me what's really going on? They just kind of check off boxes, and they're oftentimes, their goal is just to get through the applications rather than really understand where the family is coming from. And they don't, in most cases, the family frankly doesn't always feel comfortable. It's unfortunately when clients tell PATH workers something, that doesn't mean the worker's going to believe them, whereas if me, the lawyer, tells them something, suddenly we get a different response, and that's a pretty disturbing dynamic, but it happens every day.
The system that they have in place works, but I don't believe that the people that they have work with the system. Their attitudes are disgusting. They don't know how to talk to people. When you approach them, they act like you just ruined their day by speaking to them. And it's unfair. I hope and pray that everything that I'm experiencing in my life, and as my kids are watching me experience it, that this is a life lesson for them, that this is a last resort. This is something that I never want them as adults with children of their own to ever have to experience.
According to the Coalition for the Homeless, the most common reason for being denied shelter is failure to provide a full, verifiable account of where the applicant was for 2 years.
The system is running at an extremely low vacancy rate, and whenever there's a vacancy is where families are placed, and that in many cases is not near where a family needs to be in order to maintain their kids' school or their social supports or any type of continuity with their lives before becoming homeless. Doubling the number of placements of moving homeless families into NYCHA public housing, they could be allocating a far greater portion of the mayor's housing plan to extremely low income and homeless households, which currently is a smaller percentage. So there are things that the city can do to actually increase the supply of affordable housing, reduce the need for shelters, and thus reduce the need for replacement capacity when they get out of cluster sites and hotels.
Once given shelter, the conditions aren't ideal for a family.
And I got my family in here, my granddaughter, my daughter, and we all stuck in one room. And I need more help so I could get out of here. I'm very sick. I got oxygen tanks in my room. And I just want to get out.
I really want to move for I to spend time with my friend, do homework with her, and maybe have a sleepover because I really miss my friend because on the weekends I don't see her at all because she lives in St. Lawrence. Anytime I'd be afraid to go to sleep because I feel like something's gonna crawl on me.
The Torreses live in the Frant Hotel, a shelter run by Aguila Incorporation, one of the biggest shelter providers in New York City.
We have to trust and be able to work with with our different partners, but I have to also trust that things are getting done. I need to go to bed at night and know that my babies that I have under our care are not sleeping on the floor. It's just one of those little things, or that they're not exposed to bed bugs because we haven't paid, the exterminator company has not been able to, or doesn't come in and the way he needs to come in to take care of these things, and then that's a problem.
For many of the residents, they believe things still need to be improved.
Overall, on the first floor, I don't have roaches, but I can't speak for everyone else. I know there's a big problem with that in that building, and mice too. A lot of the people that I speak to in there have a lot of mice. I don't think it's fit for children, humans in general.
In the morning, sometimes I get bites on me and it's really itchy, so I don't really cooperate with the house that we live in right now.